Thank you for tuning in to Exeter TV. Exeter TV is the town's public and government access channels, available on Comcast Channels 6 and 22. Channel 6 is your channel. If you have an idea for a program, want to host your own talk show, or submit a film, we're here to get your content on television. On Channel 22, we bring you live and replay coverage of government meetings and other town updates. A third channel, Blue Hawk Media, is operated by SAU 16 and can be found on Channel 8, with all your school sports, events, and meetings. You can watch Exeter TV online at exeternh.tv, Apple TV, and on Roku. Find us on social media for extra content. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell to get notified about live streams and new content. Tune in to our platforms every other Friday to watch the Exeter Biweekly Report with recaps of recent events, updates from town departments, and messages from nonprofits in your area. If you head to our website, exeternh.tv, we invite you to sign up to our newsletter to receive monthly updates about new content, upcoming meetings, and more. We'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch Exeter TV and hope that you tune in to our other content as well.
John Merkel, Vice Chair of the Heritage Commission, and we're calling this public meeting. You want to introduce yourself, John?
Sure, John Gruder, Planning Board rep to the committee here.
I'm Julie Gilman, the Select Board rep to the Commission.
Françoise Elise, Commissioner.
Okay.
The first item on the agenda is reviewing the November 15th meeting.
Yeah, I didn't see anything. I'm sure Pam would have.
I
wasn't here, so.
I didn't particularly see anything.
Okay. All right, well, I will make a motion to approve the November 15th meetings as presented.
Second.
Can we do that with
Three of us.
Pam being here?
Without Pam, yeah, we can't do it without Pam being here, so I withdraw my motion.
What do you mean?
Okay.
You can't vote on it because you weren't here.
Actually, I can vote on it even though I wasn't there, right?
Yeah.
I'm allowed to vote.
Oh, you?
Yeah, he'd just be an abstention, yeah.
I'll be an extension, but
Okay.
to get it done, you can vote.
Okay, let's do that. Then I don't withdraw my motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then those opposed?
And I will, no, I'm not opposing, but I'll abstain because I wasn't there.
Okay. So the
That's done.
meeting minutes of November are accepted. Julie, you want to talk about the public hearing that we're doing with regards to the rules and procedures?
Yes. We were going to change the membership?
Meeting time for
Meeting
one.
time.
And maybe you were changing meeting.
Well,
Two.
let me say this about changing the membership. The Select Board went ahead and put an article on the town warrant to reduce the size of the Heritage Commission to 5 members with 3 alternates. We didn't meet for me to discuss it with you, but we had talked about it earlier. So it's going to be on the warrant for everybody to vote for. We have to do that because we were enacted through the town votes. So that's different than what's in here.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So are they consolidating the Heritage Commission and the Historic District?
No, we're staying separate. We're just downsizing.
Okay.
And actually, we have somebody that's interested in joining us, so that will be good. And then what else were we changing?
So with the change of the number of members, we don't have anything to do with the Select Board does, so we have nothing to give our blessing to or anything else.
No, because we didn't meet.
No, that's
we
fine.
have to make the
I'm just
decision.
clarification.
Yep. I don't think we can pull it at this point, so.
Yeah, no, it's probably the thing to do.
So that would change this again. Because that would change this again because it's written in here that will consist of 7 members, but we're going to vote on whether it's 5 or 7.
Yeah, I would wait on that. I mean, the purpose for the public hearing, we don't need a public hearing for that. What I pointed out was, because folks wanted to look at the, one thing is look at the membership, and then also look at the meeting times. But then, when I looked at your rules of procedure on the first page, general section 1.2 amendment, it says amendments to these rules of procedure shall be adopted at a regular meeting of the commission in accordance with the same requirements of historic district commissions outlined in RSA 675-6 and should be placed on file with the town clerk for public inspection. If you look at RSA 675-6, it requires public notice in a paper of general circulation, 10 days, all that. And I was like, there's no other board that I'm aware of or any requirement to have a public hearing to change your rules of procedure. Rules of procedure aren't regulatory.
Right.
They're how you run meetings.
Policy, yeah.
So, but then I said, before you can change your meeting dates of the second Wednesday of every month, I would suggest you have a public hearing and strike the amendment, strike the language as I wrote. Strike the language, quote, in accordance with the same requirements of historic district commissions outlined in RSA 675-6, end quote, from that section. Once you do that, then you can go ahead and change your rules of procedure just at a regular meeting like all other land use boards. And you can start changing. But the first thing to do, which was noticed tonight, is the public hearing to amend that section.
Right.
And then once you do that and you strike it, then you can free to change the rules of procedure as all the other boards do.
All right, so we can go ahead and do this, and then
Yep,
whatever the vote comes
exactly.
out to, we can change that later.
But we didn't say in the notice of the public meeting that that's what we were going to do.
No, I thought the first step was to do that. Once you strike that and that becomes, then you're free to change the rules of procedure at any regular
Right,
posted
I
meeting
get,
like tonight.
I get that, but the posting for this meeting, is that what we said we were gonna do? We were gonna strike out
It's
that?
been posted.
Correct.
Right.
Okay.
It has been, it was
That's
posted
what it-
as a public hearing to amend the commission's rules of procedure, section 1.2 amendment,
Right.
by striking the language, quote, in accordance with the same requirements of historic district commissions outlined in RSA 675-6, end quote, from this section.
All right.
So if you had a public hearing, well, I guess you can open the public hearing just to do it. Doesn't seem like any public's here, but open the public hearing, close the public hearing, and then you can say, I move to, and just read, starting right after public hearing in that second bullet on the agenda.
Yep.
You just, I move to amend, and you just read that and vote on it.
All right.
That would be my suggestion.
Then I will make a motion to open the public hearing on the amendment to, the Heritage Commission Rules of Procedure.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So this is where we ask for input from the public?
And there isn't any. So,
Then I make a motion I'll move to close the public hearing.
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
So now it comes back to us to make the decision. And so I will move to strike under section 1.2, by striking the language in accordance with the same requirements of the Historic District Commission outlined in RSA 675:6 from this section.
Is there a second?
Oh, yes, a second.
Any other discussion on this? No?
No?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
We're all set,
We're all
so
set now.
then after the vote in March, we can go to the next section and just change that at a regular meeting. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And the number of
The number of members and alternate members.
alternates will be changed at that point.
Yeah, the interesting thing is that it will be a member of the Select Board, a member of the Historic District Commission, and a member of the Planning Board, and then two people, two other volunteers.
Wow.
Well, we need to coordinate
Yes.
together, so,
Yep.
it works out, so
Yep.
that would be that.
Item number 3, are there any other comments about the rules of procedures that we want to mention that haven't been mentioned already?
I don't think so.
Did you want to discuss, because you did last time, the continued discussion on possible change to the monthly meeting date and
Yes.
time? Your rules of procedure right now under meetings, it's on page 5 of 8, and regular meetings, it says the commission shall meet regularly on the second Wednesday of each month.
So we had talked about changing the time.
And you said Wednesdays and Thursdays were not good for you.
It's up in the air. So,
It depends on what week it is, huh?
yeah, I mean, it's at the call of the speaker, so.
Do other committees have this kind of language? Like, does our planning board meeting have to be on Thursday?
No, planning board meetings, what we do say, and this does say, our planning board meeting says generally. You say shall meet
Yeah,
regularly.
shall meet regularly.
And then
second
planning
Wednesday.
board rules of procedure, and most rules of procedure, I say, shall generally meet on the second and fourth Thursday of the month. generally. You know, so it's not a hard and fast. You say shall, so we were gonna talk about that, you know, to see if there was, because people talked about meeting other times, day or time,
Right.
and maybe in the morning or, in the evening. what have you.
I think we should at least give ourselves that flexibility. Because we have had trouble on Wednesday evenings.
Well, I don't mind changing the time of the meetings. But Wednesdays and Thursdays for the first half of the year are difficult for me to commit to in the mornings.
Is there any difficulty with the 24-hour notice? I mean, would that still apply? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. So, thoughts on time of day first?
I prefer earlier, but, and I know Bill does, right? He can't drive at night. Doesn't like to drive at night. I don't know. And wasn't there someone else a couple of meetings ago?
I know Pam would like to do it earlier in the day also.
Yeah, maybe it was Pam. There was 3 or 4 of us that wanted it earlier.
I could do 10 or 3 or preferably not before 9, but
I don't think you want to do it before 9.
yeah,
I don't
Okay.
think it's fair to the public.
yes.
Yeah.
Around, those are times I could do.
I don't have
Could be 11.
an issue with it.
Yeah, I guess 10 o'clock or something. Are you all right with that? Or is that, again, depends on when
Yeah,
you're in
it
session
depends
in Concord and-
on, my committee meetings tend to start at 10 in Concord, and house sessions, which are always on Thursdays, start at 9. But they're, I can't tell you right now, I know they're every Thursday in February, but generally the speaker tells us like a week or 2 before, so.
Well, the meeting language here doesn't give us a certain time.
No.
We're not going to be locked into it. I mean, we should, I guess I'll be flexible that sometimes it might have to be in the evening and sometimes it's fine in the morning, depending on what we're doing.
Yeah, this wouldn't have any effect on the demolition review committee, nor does the
No.
article,
And we usually do that in the morning, the demo
if we
thing.
can, yeah.
So, and other than that, we haven't had a lot of business lately, so.
Well, we can leave it at the second Wednesday then. And then just pick a new time.
So if you,
I might suggest striking in section 5 meetings, 1, regular meetings, striking the word
Shall.
Shall, the commission shall meet regularly, and replace with will generally. So you could say the commission will generally meet on the second Wednesday of each month. And strike regularly too. So strike shall and regularly, and insert will generally between commission and meet. So then that will give you the flexibility,
Right.
to, like if Wednesday falls on a holiday or something, you can move it.
Yeah.
This kind of limits you from doing that. Like the planning board moves its Thursday meetings because they don't have one on Thanksgiving. They move it,
up a week.
Next week.
Yeah, they move it up a week
Back
or
a
somewhere,
week, yeah.
sometimes they move it to a Tuesday, because technically your rules of procedure say you can't do that. You
That's right,
shall,
yeah,
second Wednesday.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
Well, generally, why don't we even
Yeah.
change that? We generally, meet once a month.
Well, I think we should pick a day,
If we're not,
yeah,
a specific
that's usually good,
part of the month.
because it's generally. You don't always have to have
No,
that, but people it's easier for the public to keep track of, when you're likely to have it.
we
From the
got,
second Wednesday, we moved it to the third.
We never
Already.
changed this.
And we never changed it.
well,
Second, third, it really doesn't matter.
yeah,
me.
not to me either. So we're leaving that, you're going to leave that on the second Wednesday?
Yeah, the second Wednesday, if you keep it on the second Wednesday and you move to like 3 o'clock, I'm not saying you will, that conflicts with Energy Committee.
That conflicts with what?
Energy Committee.
Oh,
And I attend those as well, so.
So do I.
Yeah, exactly. You're on it too, Julie. So you probably want to avoid the second Wednesday if you're meeting at 3.
Okay, so let's start with morning or afternoon before we pick a time.
10 a.m.
10 a.m.?
I don't know, not if you're going to, but you're not going to make it then. That's
It
not-
really just depends. I can't tell you what my schedule is,
Yeah.
so it'll be random.
Morning's good.
So we regularly meet when Julie doesn't have a conflict. So, 10. That work for you, John?
Yeah, it would, and it wouldn't create a real hardship if we had to make an evening mini there to accommodate you.
Yeah, if I have.
As long as we know ahead.
Or if we were having a public hearing on something real
Yeah.
important, we could go back, we could have it in the evening, right?
Yeah.
And I'll know like a week ahead of time if I'm not going to be able to make it.
So we'll retain the second Wednesday.
Yeah.
No, I think we want to change, well, it depends on what time of day.
Or you want to go to the third Wednesday?
The second Wednesday at 3:30 is the Energy Committee, and I sit on that and Dave attends. So,
Let's stick with the 3rd.
yeah.
Third, okay.
Third, all right. Now, don't let that committee switch that,
I know. Stop that.
because ours is more involved.
And then we just need to pick the time. That doesn't have to go in here, but
Next time we have a meeting list, if ever no one disagrees, try one at 10 and see if the other, who else is besides Bill that couldn't, someone else.
well, Pam doesn't enjoy coming at
Oh,
night.
yeah, we can see if that works for them and see what attendance is.
Okay. Because we don't have to put the time in here, we just have to
Right.
change the day. So, since we passed the public hearing for changing the rules, we can go ahead and just change this rule here?
Yes.
now?
Yep.
Okay.
And you could make a motion that would say, I move to strike, the commission shall meet regularly on the second Wednesday with, and replace with, the commission will generally meet on the third Wednesday.
Okay.
Someone
Wanna
could
make a
move
motion?
that.
Sure. I'll make a motion that we replace section 5:1, regular meetings. The commission shall meet regularly on the second Wednesday of each month. Change to the commission will generally meet regularly
On the third
on the
Wednesday.
third Wednesday of the month.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, good. We made some progress.
And do you want to further discuss the time and we can post
Yeah.
it, or do you want to just play it,
Let's try the 10 seem to be okay?
Sure,
with everyone? Let's try 10, and we'd have to check with the TV folks about recording. But we can try 10 for next month's meeting and see.
Next month's meeting would be,
Assuming we have something to put on the agenda.
Yeah, assuming there is a meeting. So you would be looking at February 21st, which is the third Wednesday of February, correct?
Yes.
Yep. Assuming you have agenda items.
And we'll shoot it.
21st.
Yeah, that works. And it's Valentine's Day.
Oh,
No, that's the second Wednesday.
Oh, sorry.
21st, right?
Yep,
Oh, I already have it down there.
the week after.
at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, it usually would be February 21st at 7,
Right.
but you've moved it from 7 to 10. So that's what we'll post it as, assuming we get an agenda and we'll
Yep.
have a meeting.
Okay, very good.
Okay. Are there any more discussion for rules and procedures?
Not right now.
Okay, we'll keep this on the agenda, though, for future meetings.
Yeah, because we still have to get the other folks' input.
Right.
So the next item, we've already taken care of, possible change in monthly meeting
Yep.
date and time.
Yep.
Right.
Is there anything going on with the demolition review right now? I haven't
We
heard
haven't had
anything.
We haven't had
anything.
anything in a month, 2 months.
It's the slow construction time.
Julie, select board have any information that they want to share with us?
Well, what I already spoke of, the warrant article to change our size. And the other is not a select board matter, but the Pine Street area survey that we had commissioned or got awarded a grant for. It's just waiting for the governor and council to sign before we can proceed. And Dave, I wanted to ask you, it's $20,000. Do we need to do an RFP for that? And the reason I'm asking is because all the other survey has been done by one company. So I was wondering if we could do a sole source.
Our purchasing policy would require us to go out to bid, but there is a clause that you could sole source for a reason. So I would put together those reasons, if we had them, and submit to the town manager for sign off. You just have to let him know, this is why,
Yeah.
you know, and then he can agree or
Yeah.
or
'cause
not, so.
We've already designated the town manager to deal with the contracts, et cetera, right?
Yeah.
So I would.
So it's been done before, you know, it's been done before, and it can.
Yeah.
And it makes sense if it's someone that, you know, is already.
Knows the whole town.
Exactly, we've already interviewed and went through the process with them at some point and got
And-
them on board, and so.
Couple
we don't-
times.
Yeah.
So that would be it for me as a
Oh, just
select
as a
board.
caveat, sometimes it also depends on what the grant requirements are. I don't think in the CLG there would be like that, but like other grants, I know they would, you know, they go through a QBS process, you have to go through it regardless if you've
Yeah,
done it
no, I
before.
don't think we've had that
Okay.
problem.
No, I don't remember it with CLGs.
No, we did go out for one on the very first project we did, the mapping project, but that was more money, and I don't remember if we were required.
I'll look into it, I'll figure it out, I'll figure out the answer, once we get the sign off, which we've been waiting, you know, for.
A year.
Yeah, quite a bit.
It's really, you know, we had a meeting with the Division of Historical Resources a few years ago, and they were asking us about this process, and I said, well, town meeting's in March, so if you want us to have a matching part of a grant, if we went for one like that we can't work on the thing until we know that's approved at town meeting. And so that squishes the time period, because it was only a year to get the project done. So that would squish us into 9 months to get a project done, which really limited on the size of that we could do. And now the DHR has changed their process to be over a 2-year program like LCHIP does. So we wait a year for the governor and council to sign the thing, and then we still have a year to get it done, so. Yeah, these are not priority things for the governor and council. But that's all I have, and the HDC hasn't met in a while, so there's nothing to compare with them. I would actually mention the donation of the 23 Water Street as a park for the town. That we should keep on top of that as far as when it starts going into any kind of design or when we get to more details about it, that we may want to have some input there.
We want to have some input there as a committee?
Yeah, we might. It depends on what we want, what's proposed.
So critique what they propose at least.
Yeah, something like have a little input. The HDC is going to have to, so, well, technically it doesn't have to, but.
Anything with the planning board, John?
Not that it affects anything we're doing here, but we've been kind of quiet lately too. We've been.
Yeah, I will mention one thing, because we did get just so you're aware of any, on a site plan, any demo, proposed, but there's a site plan going to, I think it's February 8th meeting, but it's a single family home that was approved to convert to 6 units. And it's very large, it's like 16,000 square foot home. But there was a connection, there's multiple buildings on the site, but in post-1987, because we know in 1987 this connection wasn't there. They put that connection in post-1987, so it was less than 40 years ago. They put it in, and they are proposing demoing it. But that doesn't, right, that wouldn't fall under you because it's not more than 50 years.
Yeah. 50.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the property on Front Street, 81 Front Street?
Yeah.
They already have people living there.
They do? Yeah. Oh, there you go.
81 Front Street.
Mr. Dingman's property.
Can't see it from the road.
It goes
has all
way
the
down.
arborvitae's
Yep.
lining it. You can hardly see, but it's a massive. Well, it was the largest single-family home in Exeter by a lot. It was like 16,000 square feet.
It's huge. It goes way back from
way
Front
back.
Street. Yeah.
Indoor pool, what have
Just
you.
kept adding new fun
X
things.
number of kitchens.
I don't know
I think it
how
had
many
a few.
kitchens, but probably
Yeah.
more than one. Yeah, I haven't been in it, but they're demoing the connector, but that's all they are, so
Yeah.
it didn't qualify to come here.
Right.
But I'll keep abreast when it comes in and see if there's any demolition, as Doug and Barb will do as well.
Yep.
Do we have any topic that we want to talk about as far as old business?
Poor Francois here has been looking at the different programs for the facade grants and different programs that we might want to make renovating your home more user-friendly from the preserving the historical aspects of a building. And we haven't gone very far with that. Now that the budget time is over, we can meet with we'll have more time for the finance director to meet with us to talk about it. Because what you were proposing was a grant system, right?
Right.
It was, if you'll remember, the grant was for facade changes, right?
But what changes?
Facade in the front,
Oh.
the exterior.
Yeah.
So we have the Heritage Fund that we could use for giving grants, but we have to make that heftier if we go into that program. So that's what we wanted to talk to the finance director about, his recommendations for either for how to run the grant and then for how to fund from our fund. Because right now it's about $5,000 and that's not a lot of,
That's it.
not a lot of granting.
Yeah.
And then
The second person on the line's going to be disappointed.
And which actually brings up the last topic I have is typically in December, this is January, never mind, it's too late. Typically in December, we make a vote for whatever money we have left over from our budget from last year to move it into the Heritage Fund. We missed that one.
Okay.
It's usually just the recording secretary's leftover money.
I have a couple things from the Preservation Alliance. Are you familiar with Senate Bill 364?
Is that the one where they want the DHR to go out and, or make the database for king trees? Is it the tree one?
No, this is to include historic rehabilitation tax credits through the Housing Finance Authority.
Yes, that one is to encourage people to not tear down their old houses, but to, if you want, say I want to turn my house into a two-family, it's trying to make that more affordable or more of interest to people, to preserve a building rather than tear it down and build two new ones or something. I don't know the status of it, so I will track that.
And the Preservation Alliance Old House and Barn Expo is March 16th and 17th, if anyone is interested. This year it's at St. Anselm's College.
Oh. Do they have an opinion about that, Bill? Do you know?
Yeah, they're very much in favor of it.
Okay. I know that...
Because it applies to buildings that are changes in use. So, you could take an old church and do housing in it.
Like we are in the Baptist church?
Well, I don't know how far that's gone.
I don't know. Waiting for money. He's taking care of one project, so he'll wait on the other.
It's not waiting for us.
No, but there is a bill that is going to tie up DHR and Division of Historical Resources and make them in charge of something for which they will have to hire somebody. And I will tell you that the tax relief, I'll have to look that up. If it comes to my committee, it will probably not go, it will probably be killed in my committee because right now the feeling or general view on any more tax exemptions or tax abatements is very low. We've had several different bills in the last few years to change abatements or exemptions for different things, and it's getting to be a smaller crowd of people that are paying property taxes, and that's some people on the committee are concerned about that happening. So we'll see when this one comes. If it's coming from the Senate, we won't hear it until after March.
Okay. Do we have any other business?
I do not.
No, nothing here.
No? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you for tuning in
Thank
to
you.
Exeter TV. Exeter TV is the town's public and government access channels, available on Comcast Channels 6 and 22. Channel 6 is your channel. If you have an idea for a program, want to host your own talk show, or submit a film, we're here to get your content on television. On Channel 22, we bring you live and replay coverage of government meetings and other town updates. A third channel, Blue Hawk Media, is operated by SAU 16 and can be found on Channel 8, with all your school sports, events, and meetings. You can watch Exeter TV online at exeternh.tv, Apple TV, and on Roku. Find us on social media for extra content. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell to get notified about live streams and new content. Tune in to our platforms every other Friday to watch the Exeter Biweekly Report with recaps of recent events, updates from town departments, and messages from nonprofits in your area. If you head to our website, exeternh.tv, We invite you to sign up to our newsletter to receive monthly updates about new content, upcoming meetings, and more. We'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch Exeter TV and hope that you tune in to our other content as well.